So Anthony, here we are in beautiful Cape Town.
Yes, very beautiful here. Very beautiful scenery. I mean, it doesn't get much gorgeous than this right now.
It's a little bit different to what we had back up home,
Yes.
up in Limpopo province.
Oh yeah, that was great too.
And we've
Beautiful.
been together now for how long? It's almost 10 days.
Yeah, 10 days now. Yeah.
So, please tell us about your experience here in South Africa.
Yeah, so it all started for me 26 years ago. My dad went on his first African safari, and when he got back and got his trophies back and everything, that just instantly drew my blood, like right then and there. It was something I knew I had to book. Met my wife Stephanie. We had kids, so we decided that we want to do the right thing and raise our kids first, get our kids graduated, make sure they had good careers, and then we would start traveling and doing our thing. So the time came for our 20-year anniversary, and I contacted you. I believe it was about October time frame of 2023.
Yeah.
And so I emailed roughly 18 to 20 different outfitters, and the email was very specific and generic because where Stephanie, my wife, is not a hunter, I want to make sure she was not at camp alone. I wanted to make sure there was things for her to do there. That way she just wasn't sitting while I was out all day trying to hunt, doing my dream. I wanted to make both our dreams. And so reached out to a bunch of people. I believe each hunter and PH or group are specific for each other for what they're looking for.
Right.
And so I believe every PH out there has a specific clientele they're looking for, and I believe each hunter, as myself, has a specific PH they're looking for. And most of the responses I got back were, what your animal is. And my specific email when I sent everybody emails was, this is my first safari. It's mine. I want to do it over mine and my wife's 20-year anniversary. And my first and foremost before any animal is I need to make sure she's taken care of. Whether there's somebody at camp to be with her, spend time with her, take her spas, take her shopping, do different various things like that, so she's just not sitting there doing absolutely nothing. And the one thing I will say, which I really highly respected about your response to me, was you questioned no animals. Your first response to me was, yes, number one, you'll be the only one here at camp. Number two, yes, we can do, we also do tour company as well. We're not just a hunting outfitter. We also do course. Hence why we're sitting at this beautiful location here in Cape Town. And you gave me obviously various operations. We started talking about Cape Town, about visiting the wineries, the views, the ocean, just Cape Town in general. We kind of switched plans there. And then we decided on that. And we did a 30-minute phone call right after you sent the email, and told me the various options, the various spa options, and then that, it's just you, your wife, Sammy, tracker, very excellent. I mean, just amazing that the guy can just look and point, go this direction, look at the ground, point, go this direction for whatever animal we were looking for. I mean, I was completely blown away just by looking at the ground. He knew exactly which area to go with. And Kate, Kate's the maid that's there. She's there 24/7 the whole entire time you're there. Takes care of your laundry, takes care of all the cleaning. And I can't speak enough about Kate. I love Kate. She was very, 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 very nice lady to deal with. And then, of course, the number one person, Sabina, your wife. We cannot forget about her. Sabina is the cook. Not only is she the cook, she's the host. She took my wife into town. They did a beautiful, I believe, 4-hour spa with lunch.
Mm-hmm.
She arranged all that for me. Had everything booked, had everything reserved. She just asked kind of, some common questions, kind of the price range I was looking for, which I liked. Instead of just booking and saying, here's your bill, kind of what would Stephanie like? What is the things she likes? What is the things she don't like? you know, kind of the price range you're looking for on spending on something like this. And so I gave her all that information and told her I completely trust you with everything. And without a doubt, I mean, still to this day, they're talking about that spot to this day. But kind of going back to, you know, our back and forth conversations is, you know, I gave you the list of possible animals I'd like to shoot. And what I respected, and I'm a very upfront, honest person, as you were as well, and that's why I think me and you gelled and we matched perfectly, is because I said, okay, I have a certain price list. I'm just a normal guy. I'm not rich. I have a blue-collar job back home. I've saved up to this for quite a few years, and I was really surprised, I have to say, with the quality of animals that were taken, and we hit everything on my list. For my very first trip, not only did we hit everything on my list, but I was actually very surprised and was able to take a gorgeous sable, which was not on my list. That was on my dream list that on 2026 we could do.
To-do list.
To-do list, yes, that was on the to-do list. But we sat down, we talked, and came up with a game plan and added a beautiful, gorgeous black sable. And every animal I took I was amazed by the age of the animal, and just by how you run everything, you know, like I said, because I don't believe, and this is just me as a personal hunter, I don't believe on taking something young just because of the size. I want to take the best representation of the animal that I can take. That's the old bull, that's either, you know, got kicked out of the herd, that's going downhill, that is past his prime, is what I want to take. Because as a hunter, I understand that 5-year-old kudu that may be a 60+ inch kudu, that's not to take right then and there, for the simple fact because he's going to produce more 60-inch kudu, and that may be the only 60-inch kudu, so his genetics need to follow down the line.
Right.
And that's one thing I think me and you both agreed on very well, is you told me I will get you the best quality trophy that we have on our property, and you'll be completely satisfied. And I have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, 100%, every one of my animals had very good mass, had very, very good length, and the quality of the animals were just superb, just gorgeous, gorgeous looking animals.
What was the highlight?
My number one animal was a kudu. Once we shot that kudu, and of course that kudu was up and down mountains. I mean, for you people that think that these animals are not wild, that are just kept in a pen and just released, this kudu that I shot, now mind you, it wasn't the most perfect shot on my part. I shot it a little behind the shoulder where I was supposed to shoot it, and from the looks at it, it looks like he went down, but I mean, he took off, and I mean, we went down a mountain, up a mountain, down a mountain, to where we could finally get into range where I could finally take that final shot. And I think the adrenaline and just everything of that, seeing that kudu there holding it, was special. But I have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, the sable. Just because you always hear the sable. My father has 4 sables at home. My friends that I go hunting with have sables. I see pictures of these sables, and that was one animal that was not on my list because of my budget and because of what we talked about. And one, for you to make that happen to me, for me, and then number 2, just the shot was perfect. Shot placement was perfect. Went about 10, 15, 20 yards. It was a perfect kill. And when I got up there, I was very, very emotional. I mean, it took me, most people run up there and grab the animals. I was shaking. It took me about a good 10 to 15 minutes for me to comprehend And I'll admit, I'm a grown man. I had tears in my eyes. For me to comprehend what I just accomplished, and for me to actually reach down there and touch the sable and grab the horns and show respect to that animal, just because just the sheer beauty of that animal, and just for the fact that I never thought I would be able to do it on this trip.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Anthony.
No, thank you
for being a wonderful guest.
Oh, no.
We really enjoyed
Yes.
hosting you.
Oh, yes.
It was absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to seeing you again in 2026.
Oh yes, I've already talked about 2026. We've already talked about things for the wives to go out and do together while we go out and hunt. I've kind of already sent Chris. One thing I like to say is, I gave Chris options. Okay, these are the highs, these are the lows. This is what I'd like. This is what I wouldn't like. And we kind of mesh things together. And then for 2026 is the exact same thing. I actually sent him 2 options I'd like to do. Option 1, these animals. Option 2, these animals. I'm sure we'll do some mixing and matching there. And obviously tour for the wives to go out and do. But no, please, the pleasure was all mine. Your staff, hands down. Sabina's cooking, I'm telling you guys, is out of this world. It is the most amazing thing to wake up to fresh coffee in the morning, to wake up to the breakfast. You come back from your hunt, your morning hunt, lunch is served. You get to sit and relax, whether you want to go and just kind of go to sleep, sit and have a beer. Me and Chris would sit and have a beer, kind of reminisce about the morning, kind of talk about what we're gonna do for the afternoon hunt, nighttime hunt. Come back to a nice, big, gorgeous, nice fire, fresh cooked meal, and then to wrap up with stories, laughter. We had the wives around the campfire. They were having a good time. Yeah, everybody just had a great time. It was honestly, hands down, best experience I could ever have.
Well, thank you,
Hey,
Anthony.
thank you, Chris. I appreciate
thank you for
everything.
hunting with Chris Trosky
Oh,
Safaris.
yes, sir.
Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
seeing you back.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.